I look back on that situation and go, fights, they happen so fast.
Yes, they do.
They happen, and you have got to know, like, I don't remember who came off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of these things because I'd never had a fight.
Yeah.
Right. And what's interesting about fights to me is that, and like you said, you had a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get many reps with fights as officials.
We don't want those reps. Yeah.
We don't want those reps, honestly. But at the same time, we've got to be prepared for when they happen.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go into pre-games, like it's not necessarily something that you really want to talk about,
but you have to
in your games because you don't want to bring bad juju into your games.
You don't want to jinx yourself.
You don't. But at the same time, if we're going to be prepared, we've got to talk about it.
You're listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, where basketball officials talk shop, swap stories, and bring a little clarity to the chaos.
14, hold.
So I think to thrive in this, you really have to become a leader.
Hosted by Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith, let's blow the whistle and get this thing started.
Hey guys, welcome back. Caleb and I are going to have kind of a serious discussion today. It's kind of rare for us.
Getting in the technical today.
Yes, we are. I even have a rule book today. But we're going to talk about fights today and why that's important to kind of get out there so that we can all be trained and learn better techniques to implement when fights occur on the court. And
I'm exciting. Fights are kind of an exciting play that don't happen like regularly.
Right.
But you know, they're an interesting part of the game, and they're definitely something that you always have to keep in the back of your mind. Unfortunately, in our day and age, like fights within basketball have kind of
elevated.
Escalated.
I mean, you got to think, you've got kids that want to win.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pressure on these kids to win, and they're still kids.
Yep.
So one wrong comment could send everything into chaos.
Yep.
And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's your first year or your 30th year.
Yeah.
Fights are going to happen.
Yep.
And it's inevitable. I hate to say that, but you're going to have a fight at some point during your officiating career.
Yep.
And so what do you do when fights happen?
You know what? I think before we answer that question, I just want to take a moment to thank our listeners. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, we thank you for that. Today, we're getting a little bit more technical, and we're going to be talking about some of these things I'm real excited about. But when we get technical, this show, we're all about being real, raw, and relatable. And we don't claim to know all the answers.
We don't claim to know very many answers, actually.
That's true. And so we're really just trying to build a community of refs here, and we want to hear from you guys.
Yes, we do.
So if there's anything that we say on the show today that is a takeaway that you loved, that you're going to implement in your game, or if there's something that we say that you go, that's a terrible way of doing that.
Why are we doing that?
Why are we doing that? We're open to it. We want to hear the comments. We want to hear your take on some of these plays. And
100%.
so the best way you can do that, we're on Facebook, we're on X, and we're on Instagram, right? And so leave us a comment on Facebook, DM us on X.
We're open to
DM us on Instagram. We want to hear from you. So as always, follow us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, but we really want to hear from you guys as well. So
we do.
Tired of hearing our own voices a lot of times.
I'm starting to dream about my own voice, and it's terrifying. But before we get started, I have the rule book, Mr. Smith, and we are rule book wannabe aficionados.
Yes.
And so I'll just kind of break down what fighting is, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So it says here, fighting is a flagrant act and can occur when the ball is dead or live. Fighting includes, but is not limited to, combative acts such as an attempt to strike, punch, or kick using fist, hands, arms, legs, or feet, regardless of if contact is made. And it also says an attempt to instigate a fight by committing an unsporting act that causes a person to retaliate. So that's a lot of
jargon,
verbiage for if somebody swings or kicks,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if they make contact. That's an act of fighting.
That is an act.
And so that also means that if you're talking to somebody, trying to get them to fight you, that can be considered an act of fighting as well.
Yeah.
And so, Caleb, what happens when we have a fight?
It is an ejection.
Automatic ejection.
Automatic ejection. There's also a lot of interesting things in the rule book about, who's fighting, if you said it right. Like if somebody swings, even if they don't contact, that's a fight. And so who were the fighters? Who were the non-fighters? Yeah. And there's a difference of technicals and how all that works.
And I'm looking in the high school rule book. So for college officials watching this, you'll have your own implementation and maybe different verbiage. But I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very long. But on page 73 of the rule book, it kind of breaks down more of what you can do in a fight as far as bench personnel, coaches, who can come on the court, who can't come on the court, things of that nature, which we can get into. But basically to take out all the jargon of that long, y'all, it's long. Basically any player on the bench cannot step foot on the court. Technically speaking, 1 foot on the court is an ejection.
They are ejected.
So
if a fight breaks out and they take 1 step on the court, they're one of the ones that gets ejected.
Yep. And so we have to know that as officials, and we'll get more into that, obviously.
Yes.
But the only people that can come on the floor are the coaching staff. We pregame a lot about speaking to the assistants, making sure we have someone that can stay on the bench and make sure the kids aren't coming on the floor. But you can only have coaches come out to break it up.
Correct.
We cannot have fans come out to break it up.
No.
We can have administrators break it up. And a lot of time, campus security, campus cops, they can come out too. But that's it. Otherwise, we start ejecting players. So let's just kind of...
Which is crazy because let me just ask you, have you ever had a fight in your game? Like a full-blown, like I know we're going to get into a lot of preventative officiating today. That's... Hopefully we're preventing fights, right?
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best to prevent fights.
They can still come out of nowhere.
And they still, even if you're doing everything right, they can still happen.
It's just one moment, one word that can change everything.
Have you ever had a fight in one of your games? And I'm not talking like summer league games or I'm talking about
real deal games.
A real deal game. Have you ever had
more than I can count?
Really? In real games?
I've been in a lot of actual high school basketball games where we've had fights break out.
Wow.
Anything from just a shoving match to full-blown fights. I was actually, when I was in high school playing, I was involved in a fight.
Did you start it?
No, I was breaking it up.
I would have given another bet that you were the one that started it.
Here's a funny story. So when I was in high school, it was my junior year, and it was a 2-point ball game. Very tense environment, district basketball game. And the kid from the away team and my teammate go down to the ground with a hell ball, which officials will know that's when you got to come
crash in. Yeah.
Officials didn't get there quick enough, and the kid spit in my teammate's face.
Yeah.
So he gets up, breaks his jaw, and we have an all-out brawl.
Whoa.
And so me and my teammate are actually pinning up the away team player against the wall. We weren't fighting him, but we were breaking it up, but we weren't the most gentle. But I actually met the 3 officials that refereed that game probably 15 years later at a basketball camp.
Whoa.
And they to this day think I'm the one that started it.
Really?
But I was like,
they recognized you still? From 15 years later, they recognized you?
And I was like, guys, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Like, I'm not trying to fight. And we ended up losing because the kid that spit obviously didn't get caught. And so my teammate got punished. Rightfully so. You shouldn't swing, but we ended up losing that game.
Were you on the bench at the time and you came off the bench, or were you on the court?
I was on the court. So
luckily, they didn't eject you?
No, I didn't get ejected. Only one ejection. And nobody came on the floor from either team.
Yeah.
So our coaches did a really good job of making sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
Which I've got some clips to show later on today that are some funny clips of coaches that we know that are now head coaches, but when they were assistant coaches, of them running on the floor and stuff, which is, it's funny, but it's actually exactly what you want from an assistant coach. If you're an assistant coach out there, that is like your primary job.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard because a lot of times officials are telling you, sit down, sit down, sit down. You can't stand. I'm only talking to the head coach, all of that stuff. But in a fight, that is when officials need you and want you to take care of your team. And more than likely, if they're a good official, they will tell you thank you at the end of it.
Because we technically can't put our hands on the players.
Exactly.
And so we really need you to come. Like, all we can do is really blow our whistle as loud as we can now.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of us will get in there at the start and try to break it up. But when punches are thrown.
So the interesting thing is, in my 15-year career, I've only had 2 fights.
Must be nice.
2 fights. And one was, I had probably been calling 3 or 4 years. I was with Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Reed's a prison guard.
Yeah. Don't mess with him. We don't mess with
Jimmy. And he knows how to handle some fighting, right?
Yeah.
So he's the perfect person to be in a game where there's a fight. But I didn't know him that well yet. Like I said, this is probably my 3rd or 4th year. Still pretty new to officiating.
Yeah.
And we were in Winters, Texas, and it was Stanford. Stanford was one team, and I guess it would have been Winters. I thought it was a neutral site game, but maybe it was Stanford and Winters. And I remember Coach Dean Edwards, like that was, I was still getting used to him and his dynamic, and I didn't know how to handle coaches very well. And I look back on that situation and go, fights, they happen so fast.
Yes, they do.
They happen, and you have got to know, like, I don't remember who came off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of these things because I'd never had a fight.
Yeah.
Right? And what's interesting about fights to me is that, and like you said, you had a lot of them. We don't get many reps with fights as officials.
We don't want those reps. Yeah.
We don't want those reps, honestly. But at the same time, we've got to be prepared for when they happen. Then you go into pre-games, like it's not necessarily something that you really want to talk about,
but you have to
in your games because you don't want to bring bad juju into your games.
You don't want to jinx yourself.
You don't. But at the same time, if we're going to be prepared, we've got to talk about it.
Yeah.
And man, there were like, for years after that, I would study like fights.
Yeah.
Because I'm going, how else am I going to be prepared? The natural instinct on a fight, I think you talked about the jump ball, right? And how most officials crash. I think the natural instinct is to crash, to get there, to be there. I think the natural instinct to break up a fight is to want to get in there and put your hands on them. We're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to, no.
Right? We can hit our whistles as 1,000
loud
times
as we can.
But really, if it breaks out, we're supposed to take notes.
Yeah.
Mental notes of who
What's
came off the bench.
happening,
15, 23, 42. Okay, 15, 23, 42 white. 12, 11, 10. They came off the bench in red, and we're just rapidly, and it happens so fast.
Quick.
So I want to know, maybe was there a time in one of your games, a fight that you had that was it was overwhelmed with, and you were overwhelmed with that information?
I mean, let's just kind of start from the beginning of what we do. So you should always have a pregame with about fighting.
Yep.
I understand that we don't want to, but we have to be prepared. And so if you can't pregame it, those are usually the times you get a fight. Let's just be real. It's the times you're not prepared for something. And it doesn't have to be in depth, but it can be, hey, if we've got a fight, I need everyone taking notes because we're going to have to come together and talk about it. So make sure we're watching the benches. We're watching the players. We don't need all 3 officials trying to break up a fight.
That's true.
So
that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
And it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But it should be the nearest official, get in there. If punches get thrown, back out, get out, because we don't want to get hit either.
Yep.
And we can't help the situation at that point. And we don't want lawsuits for, accidentally tackling a kid, right? Just trying to break up a fight. So there's that. And then when you get into the game, you have to be locked in to the players.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's a tense game, a 3-pointer's made. Well, let's watch as they run down the court, right?
Yeah.
You should always be watching players, and you can prevent a fight by just running right next to kids, honestly, because they're too scared to say something slick.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happens, you got to be ready, and you got to go, hey, I'm going to go break this up. Oh, they're not breaking it up. I got to get out of there.
Yeah.
But yes, I had a fight. So I moved down to the Austin chapter for a couple of years, and it was one of those games where really bad Austin traffic led my partners to get there about 5 minutes before tip.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no pregame, and we had a butt whooping. It was a 50-point butt whooping, and that's usually when fights occur. And so we had, we'll roll the clip, but we'll roll the clip.
We have this one queued up, don't we?
Yeah, we'll roll it, and then we can talk about what we could have done better, what we couldn't have done, things of that nature.
Okay, so here's a play. I think your partners are the C and the trail.
I'm the lead in this.
Right, you're the lead. And so it looks like we're kind of in some sort of transition. C is over here. Trail isn't on the screen yet. You're not on the screen, so
I'm
must
down
be
there. I'm already at lead. Yeah,
already at lead here. So you're just kind of receiving the play, which is what you're supposed to do.
And this is like the first boys' game of the season.
Really, first game,
first boys' game of the season.
They just came from football. They're used to hitting and all this stuff. So okay, so let's roll the clip, and if you need to stop it anywhere, let me know. So. Normal
all right, stop
play.
it.
Okay.
So right there, we have a rebound, and your antenna should go up right here. Like if nothing, like I probably would have called a foul here anyway, but you got to know, this is big contact, right? I'm needed here.
Yeah.
If nothing else, just a presence.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if I actually go do that or not. But all officials, the C official should be ready to come in and help. The trail's still not on the screen.
I was going to say the trail is way back here.
Yeah, he's still not on the screen.
He should be at minimum probably right here, one step behind.
Yes. But we'll see if any officials get in there and handle business.
All right, so let's roll it. Okay.
All right.
There you are.
So we get in there. Punches start getting thrown. It's time for us to get out of the way. So stop it.
Okay.
And can you go back just a smidgen?
Yeah, we're gonna have to play it over
That's
again.
Fine.
So we'll just play it again.
So we know we've got to fight. I'll tell you when to stop it.
See it again.
And wait for it. Wait for it. Go ahead and stop. Okay. So this is where we've got to be taking notes.
Right.
So we've got two officials in the mix.
Right. Which are the closest two. So I don't have a problem with that, really.
We're going to back out.
Mm-hmm.
But our trail official should be taking notes.
Yeah, he's got 1, 2. Is this player on the court?
He's on the court.
3. So 3 coaches coming on the court, which is
got
a
black
good
team
thing.
On the court.
Is it these 2 that are on the court?
Yep, they came on the court.
They took one step on. So how hard is that to know, like, we've only got
it's
3 pairs of eyes out there. And so you 2 are in there trying to de-escalate the fight. You can't put your hands on them, but you're trying to de-escalate them. So the trail official is responsible for a lot.
And I think what got us in trouble here is that he was out of position.
Yeah.
And so he has no way, like these players are walking right past him.
Yeah.
How does he know?
Right.
He can't know.
Right.
And you don't have a good look at the other bench. And I have to see who's swinging in this pile.
Right.
And my co-official, he does the right thing too. He backs off, but he's also looking to see who's swinging.
I was going to say, I was real impressed with you actually back out like you're one of the ones that should be in there because you're closest to it. Maybe C was closest to it.
Mhm.
You and C are
We're on it.
about the same distance. So y'all both crash in, which is what you should do initially. But you have the wherewithal to back out. And that's important because there's a certain time in a fight where you have got to, like I said, start taking notes. Like you're not there to break it up. The coaches are supposed to break it up. And so you're just trying to analyze how we're going to rule this later.
And, I mean, I want to take credit for that, but in all reality, I'm 5'8", and I'm little. Yeah. And I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
I'm backing out because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make YouTube and get hit, ref gets knocked out.
So yeah, and we'll go ahead and roll the rest of this and watch Brandon as he like backs out here. Obviously the video gets cut off, but it looks, I mean, I'm assuming you backed up all the way.
I was at the wall. I was like, please don't hit me.
All the way to the baseline. Right. You know, you're just like,
and they got it taken care of.
Yeah.
And so just to finish the clip out.
Yeah.
We had 1 ejection.
Yeah.
And maybe 2.
Yeah.
Either way, we didn't have enough ejections.
Yeah.
And when I had the clip before I left the school and sent it to my trail official, full disclosure, we had kind of gotten into it about a play call in the second quarter that I really didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
And so I sent it to him kind of being spiteful, but also kind of like, hey, we need to learn from this.
Yeah.
And we could have had 6 ejections.
Yeah.
And there's big implications for these kids and coaches when it comes to ejections. You know,
they miss the next game
Can't play the next game. If this was a district game, we need to get that because coaches are watching it and they're sending it in.
Yeah, which later on in the episode, we'll see a play in I believe a bi-district playoff game that everybody came off the bench plus the player that was ejected and they won the game. So they advanced to the next round. If I'm not mistaken, I think they had to start the game with 4.
That's why we don't fight, kids.
So, we've got several other clips that I want to show. Before we do that, let's go to a break. Yeah. Let's go to a quick break so that you can have a word from our sponsors. Woo-hoo. And we'll see you back.
Boom.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Rule the Court, the podcast, is not just about calls and whistles. It's about the people behind the stripes. And one of those people is presenting sponsor, Corey James. Corey is the kind of guy who brings the same energy to the insurance world as he does to the court. He is about trust, consistency, and showing up when it matters most. Whether you're protecting your home, your car, or your future, Corey James has you covered. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, brought to you by Corey James State Farm. You're listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, with Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith.
All right, we're back, and we're talking about fights, right?
Yay.
I mentioned before the break that we had a bi-district game. I think it was a bi-district game. It was an early playoff game where it was a couple years ago. Fight breaks out. Everybody comes off the bench. Before we got too far in the weeds, I wanted to show that clip. And then I've got one from a situation that I had in a game a couple of years ago as well that I want to show. And then if we have time, we've got some other clips that we can show.
Yeah.
But so this one was the bi-district game. It looks like it's Martin and Louisville.
Yep.
And I think the fight happens off screen, right? So it looks like here's my assumption. It's sometime in the fourth. We don't have a time limit or we don't know how much time's on the clock, but it's a fairly close game, right? 49, 43. Stands, it looks like the environment is pretty wild. And I believe this official, the trail, just made a foul call.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to come, we switch whenever that happens. And so somewhere in the switch, we're going to have
a fight.
Something happen right there that I hope the lead is looking at. I don't necessarily know if he's looking at it because we can't see him. But here we go. Everybody comes off the court. And we got fans coming off the other side. That's...
This is bad.
No. And I think... the lead is in there now. Taking care of Red's bench. So now we got a discussion. It looks like we got the teams to their benches. We got a discussion here.
Yeah. First thing you see, though, is the rotation. We're not watching players.
Yep.
So we got too relaxed.
Yep.
And you can't get relaxed.
A moment of vulnerability.
Yep. In our rotation, the official's just walking straight, not looking. I'm not saying walk backwards, but you got to have your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
And so he could have helped. We can't see the lead. I heard his whistle in the play. But what was happening that we couldn't see was their jawing. Were we all relaxed? Because you can't see him. The whistle blows. You hear his whistle blowing, but the fight's already started.
I want to make a mention too. So if the table is over here, we have the trail right here, the C right here. The lead is right there, but I don't know where they were inbounding. So the lead might be coming to this side or he might be staying put.
Either way. This
is a moment that we can learn from whenever we have a call like this and the C and the T are switching. There's a lot of action that can happen in there, right? And so if there's a learning takeaway from this, it's that if I'm the lead, I have a lot of responsibility in dead ball officiating.
If you're rotating over, you also have responsibility.
Yeah.
And this is where good officials become great officials.
Yeah.
Or good officials become bad officials.
Yeah. I want you to hit on what do we mean when we say dead ball officiating? Yeah. What does that mean?
The hardest part of our job is when the ball's not live.
Right.
Because that's when we think we get a mental break.
Yeah.
But that's when the players are standing next to each other. That's when they're talking. So the hardest part of officiating is officiating when basketball's not happening.
Yeah.
And when they're just standing around. We have subs coming in and players passing each other. And so you have to really lock in on what's going on.
Yeah.
And who's talking to who. And that's what separates us as officials. If you're really good dead ball officiating, you're going to be a really good official.
Yeah.
If you're relaxing in those moments, you're going to get taken advantage of.
So you hear those terms, dead ball officiating, preventative officiating. First off, are those things one and the same? Are they basically the same thing, or are there some differences? And explain to let's talk about this for a new official that, early on in their career, they hear all these terms and they're like, okay, dead ball officiating, I've heard it 1,000 times, but what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are some ways that you can officiate during a dead ball?
Yeah. So dead ball, we'll do both dead ball and then preventative.
So there is a difference to you.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
So dead ball officiating is when the ball is dead. We're watching players. We may talk to players.
Yes.
That goes into preventative officiating.
That's big.
We're just, as some officials say, watching the knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Or maybe we've had a really competitive matchup and it's starting to bleed into something more than just competitive,
Yeah.
we're watching those two players.
Yeah.
We're making sure they're not pushing each other. You know how players will just kind of nudge each other, touch each other for no reason type of deal?
Mhm.
Making sure that's not going on. That's dead ball officiating. Just having a good view of everybody on the court.
Yeah.
Preventative officiating goes further. It's more of having a chat with a player. Hey, maybe he's frustrated.
That's it.
Maybe he's, and a lot of times I'll say to players, hey, it's not worth a technical foul. Let your game
Yes.
talk. And most kids relate to that. Like, hey, why don't you go give him a bucket instead of giving him words?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you go pick that ball up for me instead of talking to him? Things of that nature. That's more, you're preventing anger than allowing it almost.
I 100% agree with you.
Ooh, that's rare.
That is rare, huh? They are two different things. And preventative officiating to me is exactly right. You are, in a sense, you're building rapport with the players preventative officiating can happen the moment you walk on the court.
It should happen the moment you walk on the court.
It can happen during warm-ups whenever they're in the layup line. And I know this one I use all the time, but you're asking a kid about his shoes.
Yeah.
And you're just smiling and laughing and kind of building rapport on him, or you're complimenting him.
Yeah.
Man, I like those shoes, but I heard you say it in a clip that we've put on our segment before behind the scenes, which I think that game, that was already over. It was a girls' game and you were making jokes about wearing Kobe's and not shooting it. But it's those types of things that build rapport with players. If you can make a player smile early in the game,
that they like you.
Maybe you're a friend. Not that, we're definitely more than that because we're not there to be friends, but to them, if they view you as a friend, maybe they're less likely to throw a punch. Or when you ask a question and you ask it nicely, hey, your teammate is doing this. Can you help me with that, Captain? Really should do that with the captain. But
I learned a lesson. I was at a Texas men's game and I watched the officials walk on the court. And this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And the captains and all 3 officials hugged. And I was like, why don't I get that reaction?
Yeah.
And it's because I'm not coming in saying, hey, I'm not your enemy.
Right.
I'm just here to blow a whistle when you do something wrong.
Yeah.
And I watched how they responded to those officials in big moments. It was a close game. And there was a mutual respect.
Yep. That's it.
And so I was like, well, I'm going to try that. So now when I walk into a court, I want you to say, hey, he might not be my favorite person, but I respect his craft.
Yeah.
And that right there is preventative officiating already because they know, hey, he's going to handle business. Coaches know the same thing.
100%.
They don't have to like you, but they know that you're going to do your best.
I would even say that's something that you need to work on during your games. Whenever you go to a camp and evaluators are asking you, what are you working on this game? And typically you're saying, well, I'm working on getting my rotations or positioning.
You're making
or
something up on the spot.
It's a legitimate emphasis of something that you can actually work on.
Yeah.
Like this game, these 2 games, I'm working on building rapport with players so that it prevents altercations or other things later on in the game.
It's funny because that's one of the hardest things for me.
Yeah.
And everybody in the audience probably sees my face. My face says, don't talk to me. People that don't know me think I'm arrogant. And you know me, that's the furthest thing from the truth. But that says a lot when you walk on the court. And so if they think you're not approachable, then they're not going to approach you.
Yeah.
And so to prevent that, hey, why don't you smile?
Yeah.
And then maybe instead of them getting angry at your call, they're like, hey, ref, how is that a foul?
Yeah.
That's a big difference. That's not a foul versus how is that a foul?
Or they're saying it and they're smiling about it when they're asking you. So it's a little bit more light.
Yep.
Like, oh man. And they're kind of playfully, arguing the call with you, which I wouldn't really recommend. But at the same time, you can tell in their voice, he's kind of friendly. He's kind of friendly about it.
And the way this prevents fights is if you've got two kids that you can tell are probably going to fight, you built enough rapport where you're like, hey guys, go guard somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Or, hey guys, I need you to stop.
Yeah.
If you have enough rapport, I've seen officials say, coach, I need subs.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, if you're on that level, I wouldn't recommend that, but you know, that being approachable, having rapport with people, it prevents fights. It really does. Now, granted, they can still happen, but like you had an instance that we can pull up that there was nothing you could do.
So I'm going to tell you about this play that we had in Breckenridge, Texas, a couple years ago.
Shout out Ref Rob sells cars.
Ref Rob sells cars. That's a good. That's a good
Breckenridge.
Plug. Breckenridge, Bear Chevrolet. Ref Rob. Big game Rob. That's big game Rob.
Big game Rob.
So Breckenridge, Texas. Like I said, I'd only had one fight, and this was, now instead of being only 3 years in, now I'm 13, 14 years in. And I'd already watched, we had actually had a text conversation. You'd sent me your play earlier in the season.
I didn't know.
Did you know this?
No.
And so
I gave you bad juju.
No. Well, yeah. So in my head, I go, okay, if, I start thinking about things like in your situation, one of the takeaways that I had from fights is you should have in fact, I want to show a play before my play.
Okay.
Because there was another fight within our chapter I think it even happened, I think it was like your play that you sent me, and then maybe there was a season before, maybe it was the same early in the season, something that happened at Wiley with officials, and then I'm analyzing. And the takeaway that I have is most of the time our human nature is to have everybody look at the
fight,
at the train wreck.
Yeah, it's
right?
a train wreck. Yeah,
it's a train wreck. Everybody wants to look at the train wreck. In theory, either the one closest to the table or the trail official,
whoever's
furthest from the foul should maintain a wide look.
Got to, but it's hard.
But human nature has people
walking to
run into the like that's our human nature. And so my takeaway was, no matter where I am on the court, I saw you back out of the play. At some point, I know for sure my other two officials are going to look at the train wreck, right? Get my eyes to the bench.
Yeah.
Because if I can get my eyes to the benches, no matter where I'm at on the court, even if I'm in there first, hitting the whistle, trying to get them out, and I immediately can get my eyes to the bench, then I think it's likely that the other two will.
Yeah, let's see it.
So here's the play that I learned from earlier in the year where, again, human nature. I love all these guys. They're our partners. They have a fight, and we have three officials come in. So all three officials are real close right now. And then I'm going to stop it right there. So right here, there's a situation. Again, human nature is to crash in, but somebody's got to maintain the wide look, right? And so we have problems here. We've got players outside our vision here, right? Our three officials are real narrow, and this is our problem child. If this teammate wasn't here,
what's happening? Yeah, exactly.
What can happen?
You can go right back at him.
Even coach is in here. Like, this is a play where I analyzed it, and luckily this happened before what happened in Breckenridge. And you're going to make fun of me for the one in Breckenridge. I'll just go ahead and cue it up here. But we have basically, this is a reminder. So this is a 56-54
3 seconds left
with 3 seconds left. And so I believe Merkel is down. So they're at the free throw line. They've missed the front end of a.
So they're going to try to get the rebound.
So yeah. And so we've got 3 seconds here. I'm going to go back to this view and
let's go ahead and roll this thing.
I'm the C official here.
Everybody get red. Everybody get wide.
The voice, tee them all up. Tee them
She's
all
not wrong.
She's just tee them all up.
I mean, lady,
so
come on the podcast because I'm with you.
We talk about fights and, doing everything right. I will say this. I'm not claiming that I did everything right. But up until this point, as close to the game is, heard zero trash talk.
Yeah.
Heard zero, like there was nothing that would have indicated that there would be a fight.
Look, man,
and we're 3 seconds from ending a game.
At the end of the day, man, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just...
I know why it happens. I know why this happens because this play right here, basically what you're going to see, so this guy's involved in it and this guy's involved in it. So what's wild about this play is actually this rebounder is kind of he kind of gets in there, and this guy, number 3, he kind of gets around, and we've got two guys, team on the white team on Breckenridge that have inside position on
the rebounder
for Merkel.
Or who's trying to rebound, yeah.
So he kind of gets in here and gets tangled with the guy here and trips, and their momentum takes them.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody did anything intentional here.
Yeah.
It was just like a tangle up, but
misunderstanding.
this guy did not view it that way, and he thought he pushed him all the way into the wall, right?
Yep.
And so let's roll the clip here. So you'll kind of see how this happens. They kind of get tangled, and then it feels like he pushed him all the way into the wall, and then we've got swings, and then we've got a push. I crash in there, and then at this moment, right here, I recognize we've got 3 officials close. So I start to back out, and I'm literally out loud, verbally saying, "Okay, I had number 2 and I had number 2 white and number 10 blue that threw punches," which I don't really believe that anymore, but that's what I had. I'm saying 2 white,
doing the best
10
you can.
blue, punches, push on number 3, technical.
Yeah. So in that, we missed just automatically getting them to the benches.
Right.
And
it took us a little bit of time, too much time getting them to the benches. But in my head, I'm actually hoping that my T official there would have maintained the wide look, and I could have been like in there. But I recognized we've got them close. Somebody's got to get a wide look.
Yeah. And to be fair for our viewers, these are 2 newer officials, I would say, to 3-man mechanics.
Yes.
And that's kind of you're already trying to figure out rotations. You're already trying to stay in your primary. And when a fight breaks out, sometimes the veteran official has a lot to do in a little amount of time. And so you're just doing the best you could.
Yeah.
In that clip, if you watch the lead official,
I'll play it over.
I'll talk over it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll
stop it when you want me to.
Yeah, you're good.
Brandon.
So stop it right here. Stop. Okay. We have a lot of contact.
A lot of contact.
We already know the ball is going out of bounds or something's happening.
Yep.
We can completely disregard standing there and having good mechanics. It's not important at that point. She can run over and something as simple as, "Hey, he didn't mean to.
Presence.
Yeah.
Presence.
Pop in your whistle.
Make them feel you.
And you can tell the kid, "Hey, I watched it. He didn't mean to. Back up." Because he goes from, "Oh, okay, well, she saw it. He didn't mean to. I'll just chill."
Yeah.
But what we end up doing is just standing there and calling out of bounds with really good mechanics.
Yeah.
And it hurt us. And then now, I mean, it's a good thing you stepped down like you were supposed to.
So then we have 2 punches, which I'm going to stop it there. What I saw, it looked like 2 quick punches to kind of simultaneously. What I believe happened was the player in white actually threw the punch, and the purple player's just throwing his hands up.
I mean, you're doing the best you can, man.
But in my head, I'm going, okay, we've got 2 that are ejected. And then we've got another guy that comes in and pushes that guy. So I'm going, that's a technical.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
How we shoot free throws and adjudicate afterwards.
Adjudicate, right? And so...
And we don't have video review. If this is a college game, everybody go to your bench. We're going to video review.
And
we're about to get everybody.
And that's what's so hard about it. I'm kind of play it on again. And like I said, here comes my T official. I start backing out here. We should already, the coach is on, which is great, but we should already have,
get to your bench.
we should have everybody getting them to the bench, which they are getting to the bench, but I'm like literally talking to myself right here. And I'm pointing like a traffic cop, like this guy, but in my,
whatever works, man. Like,
I'm verbally saying it.
If you could keep a notepad in your back pocket, right, do it.
So we have, it gets even more strange and interesting. So even doing all the things where you're just trying to keep all the information, there's still a chance that you get something wrong.
You're probably going to.
So much.
You're probably going to.
Who else can help us in that situation other than the
table?
Three? The table.
The table can help us.
So let me ask this. So obviously 3 officials, we're all going to talk about what we're going to send them to the benches, talk about what we have, make sure we adjudicate this properly, make sure before we ever even go to the table.
Right.
How are we, what did you see? What did you see? What are we going to report? What does that discussion look like? What, if you were me in this situation, what are you saying?
Thank you for asking, because I had this situation happen at camp and I got reamed on it. Which I deserved, and I learned a big lesson. So first and foremost, let's say you're you and I'm your co-official, like I'm the T. I'm saying, all right, Caleb, what do you have? You're going to tell me. This is what I learned. Repeat what they said to them slowly and take all the garbage out. Because what's going to happen is Caleb's going to say, well, I had a rebound, and then he pushed him, and then this, and so then I come in calmly and say, okay, so you have a flagrant foul on this player and this player, correct? Yeah, he did this. No, okay, thank you. So you, again, flagrant here and here, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And then he pushed, and then another kid came and pushed him. Okay, so now we have a technical foul. Is that what I'm hearing correctly? It's your job to become the R.
Yeah.
Because in the fights that I've had, I get amped. Yeah. You're amped. Somebody has to come in. And this is what I learned, because in my situation, we actually allowed the kid to come back in. He hit the game-winning shot in camp, and they won the game.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't go repeat what he said back to him slowly, clearly, and then take it to the table.
Yeah.
And so in that discussion, somebody has to have that calming presence and repeat without jargon.
Yeah.
What happens.
Yeah. So this was interesting. So I basically did that. Yay. I did what Brandon did. Yay.
Well, Brandon didn't do it, and he got in trouble.
We talked about it repeatedly before I went to the table. When I get to the table right here, and I think right here I'm saying, you know, purple 10 is ejected and white 2 is ejected.
Yeah.
So then my table.
What do they say?
They say 2 was on the ground.
Okay.
2 was on the ground. So now I'm in a point, it's at the end of the game. It's the home team's table, which they are on your team, but sometimes you have
bias. They still got a little bias.
Sometimes you have to factor it in that there may be a little bias.
And it's not on purpose, but yeah.
And it's not on purpose. But I'm going, I was there. Like in my head, I'm going, I was there. I was right there. I'm saying all the information.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm verbalizing it. I'm saying it for too long, right?
Because you're overanalyzing
I'm
at
like
this point.
Saying this.
Pointing like a goober.
And then she tells me, no, it wasn't 2. And so then you got to go, okay, am I going to use the table? Am I going to ask her?
Yeah.
What is this? So you see, I have a long discussion with her. Long discussion. Which, by the way, how long should we take on this without replay?
As long as you need.
There you go.
Get it right.
There you go.
And in that
instance, it's uncomfortable, right?
It's uncomfortable, but I mean, it's not our job to be comfortable all the time. In that instance, if the table says, well, no, number 2 was on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to walk back to my co-officials. Table says 2's on the ground. Do y'all see anybody on the ground? Well, no. Cool. Come back. 2's ejected.
Yeah.
Thank you for your information, but I got to trust them before I trust you. They didn't see it. I can't go back and change it.
Sometimes you can ask. Well, you should be asking, okay, somebody threw a punch. If 2 was on the ground, who threw the punch?
I've had situations where I went to the kids, hey, which one of y'all threw the punch?
I can't remember if I asked the coach that, but sometimes I know that's a little crazy and you've got to kind of like think, are they telling the truth? Like those kinds of things. But if it helps you get more information.
And honestly, you're just doing the best you can, man.
Right.
And a lot of times what will happen is they will send the film clip into UIL. For those of you not in Texas, it's our governing body. And they can change it. They can say, actually, no, it was this player. He's ejected. He can't play the next game.
Yeah.
You're just doing the best you can.
Right.
And you can't get paralysis of analysis.
Yep.
You got to go with what you see, go with what you remember, and go from there.
Yep.
And that's why we pregame it. Hey, guys, I can't be the only one watching. I need your help, please, so much.
So we ended up giving the technical to number 3 white, or the flagrant to number 3 white, and number 10 purple. They're both ejected.
Okay.
And then I gave a technical to, I can't remember what number it was, but the other player that came in and pushed.
Okay.
So, so they offset and, did we shoot? Did we shoot here? Anyway, all that to say, now, do you think the table was telling the truth?
They're probably giving you the best information they could.
I'm going to play it one more time.
They said white 2 is on the ground.
Watch it. Watch this.
Where's white 2?
Okay, so white 2, I believe, is this one.
Cool. Let's watch him.
And this is the one who ends up getting pushed.
Cool.
I believe. So here we go. Watch it. Was the table telling the truth?
Yep.
Look who's on the ground.
White 2.
So even in this instance, now look at number 2 and number 3. So, and look at what happens here. Look what happens now.
He's backing him up.
Look, now 3, the one who threw the punch here, that's the one who was on the table. So she was right. But what do I see?
You just see him.
Look at how quick that happens.
Yeah, I saw.
They quickly switch places, and I think this is the one that did it.
Yeah.
So even in all my information,
still got something wrong.
We trusted the table, and it worked.
Good.
Not like the one in a previous episode where I'm, having trouble with, trusting partners and all and clock keepers and stuff. So sometimes you trust them, sometimes you gonna.
At the end of the day, the takeaway from this is fights are going to happen.
Yep.
And you have to do the best. You can't stay locked in at all times. If you have one game in a night, you should be so mentally exhausted.
Yep.
If you have 2 games in a night, you should be barely getting through the second one.
Yep.
Because you should never have a break, ever. Yep. Even at halftime, when you're walking off the court, you should make sure those players aren't crossing each other. But fights are going to happen.
Yeah.
People are going to talk. What are you going to do? Are you going to be an R? Or are you going to be a U2? Are you going to take control? Or are you going to hope somebody else does?
That's the lesson.
That's the lesson.
You've got to step up and
sometimes refereeing is a lot of fun. And sometimes there's a fight in the first quarter and you get to be bad guy for 3 more quarters. And it is what it is, man. And for those of you who want to go to a college camp or at a high school camp, when you get the games that you want at camp, which is the fights, evaluators and people hiring for college, they're looking for the person that's going to take control.
Yes.
And if all 3 people take control, you're not going to have a fight. And if you do have a fight and all 3 are in control, it's quick and it's over. But the lesson is stay locked in. Don't take a mental break. It's not worth taking a mental break. It's not worth it. Because that's when it hits the fan.
I think there's enough content here that we could do a part 2 of this someday.
We could do a part 8.
I mean, we could
go into every one of Brandon's 15 fights he's ever had.
But we ran a little long for today.
Yeah.
We get to talking about this stuff and we look up and we've talked for an hour.
You get the rule book in an episode.
There you
strap
go.
in.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, all about fighting, preventing fights, dead ball officiating. Again, I want you guys to communicate with us.
Yeah,
we want to hear from you.
Send in plays.
Send your plays in. DM us on X.
Heck yeah.
DM us on Instagram. comment on Facebook, give us some reviews.
Heck yeah.
We want to hear discussion from you. Tell us we're idiots. Tell us Tell us everything that you said in that episode was completely wrong.
Do not claim to be the smartest people.
Because at the end of the day, we're learners of officiating.
Yeah.
We don't claim to be experts. We're just like you. We're just officials that are trying to get 1% better every single
100%,
game.
100% trying to touch perfect.
Touch perfect. That's it. We're going to touch perfect every time we go out there.
Darn tootin'.
All right.
Yeah.
This has been Roll the Court Pod. We'll see you next time.
Love you.
This has been Rule the Court, the podcast. Thanks for joining Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith as they break down the stripes and stories from behind the game. Catch us next time for more takes from the best view in the gym. Until then, stay sharp, stay humble, and rule the court. Next time on Rule the Court, the podcast, Brandon and Caleb sit down with Dino Biharic to discuss how to grow your confidence as an official and get better.
I take basketball officiating like I do when I played. If I wanted to get a jump shot, I went in the gym and I shot the ball. If you want to learn how to officiate basketball and grow your confidence and grow your game as an official, you got to go out there and get reps on the court. That's simple.
They show you what it's like to review the tape through an official's eyes as they break down several plays from a playoff game last season.
Oh, we have a collision? Oh,
there's the pause.
The relaxed punch, too.
Real plays, real moments, real conversations about what went right and what they do differently. Don't miss Rule the Court, the podcast next Tuesday with Dino Biharic on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.